Our wedding night should have been a coronation of joy, the first page of a life we had vowed to write together. The air was thick with well wishes. The dance floor pulsed with laughter. In every photograph, we were the very picture of a perfect union. But perfection is a fragile veneer, and I knew, even then, that hers was beginning to splinter. The whispers had started days before. Hushed doubts about late nights at the office, sudden business trips with her boss, Dame Unveiled, and the subtle but consistent evasion in her eyes when I sought simple answers. I dismissed it as pre-wedding anxiety, a symptom of stress, or perhaps my own paranoia. Yet, in the silent, honest chambers of my heart, I felt the chilling truth. She was never entirely mine. The proof arrived without fanfare, slipped into my jacket pocket by one of her friends hours before the ceremony. A cold, unmarked USB drive. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat of dread, and a terrible, compelling curiosity. I succumbed to it, stealing a moment before the reception. The video that flickered to life on my screen turned my world to ash. There was Leora, my bride, entangled with Damien in a hotel room. The time-stamp glowed, a cruel accusation from just 3 nights prior. While I was building our future, she was dismantling its foundation. A lesser man might have shattered, confronted her privately, or brought the festivities to a crashing halt. But a strange, cold clarity settled over me. She had chosen to betray me in shadows. I would grant her the stage to reveal her own deceit in the blinding light of truth. And so, the reception proceeded. She clung to my arm, her laughter a bright, false note, pressing theatrical kisses to my cheek for the cameras, performing the role of the ecstatic bride. The audience was captivated. I was the only one who saw the cracks. When the moment for toast arrived, the room fell into an expectant hush. Glasses were raised, ready for tales of love and destiny. Her father spoke of loyalty. My best man, Ethan, recounted fond, foolish memories. Then the microphone found my hand. I looked at Leora, her face still a perfect mask of blissful ignorance, and then to the gathered crowd. This evening is about truth. I began, my voice unnervingly steady. And sometimes the truth bears little resemblance to the portrait we so carefully present. A confused murmur rippled through the room. Leora offered a nervous laugh, her grip on my hand tightening. I did not return her smile. From my pocket, I produced a drive. In silence, I connected it to a projector that had, moments before, displayed our smiling engagement photos. The screen illuminated. Gas cut through the air, sharp as knives. Someone turned away. Another stifled a cry. Her mother's champagne flute shattered on the floor. Her father's face deepened to a furious crimson. In the back, Damien rose to flee, but 100 eyes had already pinned him in place. Leora stood frozen, her smile erased, every drop of color drained from her face. "Turn it off!" she shrieked, lunging toward the screen. But the damage was irrevocable. The whispers erupted into a roar of outrage. Our fairy tale wedding had twisted into a public shaming of her own creation. As she reached for me, I withdrew. "You exposed yourself," I stated, my voice cold and final. I merely provided the audience. The scene devolved into chaos, shouted curses, scolding fingers, the rustle of guests departing in disgust. My family closed ranks around me, their expressions a painful blend of fury and sympathy. Leora crumpled, sobbing at my feet, pleading that it was a mistake, a single, terrible misstep. But her tears were meaningless now, a performance I had seen through. I had not been building a future with a partner. I had been constructing a gilded cage for my own naivety. I left her there, weeping on the floor amidst the ruins of her reputation. I did not shout or curse. I denied her the spectacle of my devastation. Instead, I walked away with my dignity as my shield, the wedding ring on my finger now a meaningless token. In the days that followed, the consequences rained down upon her world. Damien was forced to resign. Her family, mortified, distanced themselves. The friends who had adored her now turned their backs. My phone flooded with her desperate pleas for forgiveness, but I never replied. My answer had already been delivered on the grandest stage of her life, before every person whose opinion she cherished. She attempted to play a double game, and in the end, she lost everything. For me, it was never solely about vengeance. It was an act of reclamation of my self-respect, my reality. That night, though brutal, bestowed upon me a priceless gift, clarity. I lost a marriage I had dreamed of, but I gained my freedom. And some losses are, in truth, a liberation. Now, when people ask about my wedding, I do not speak of it as a catastrophe. I refer to it as a night I chose courage over comfort. The moment I pressed play on the truth and walked away before the lie could consume me. She believed our wedding night was the beginning of forever. For her, it was the end.